Hi there, I am Heather. I'm an anxiety coach and an imposter syndrome educator. And in this video, I'm going to give you 7 guidelines to help you create affirmations for your anxiety. So affirmations are a very powerful tool that can help you basically reprogram your subconscious mind and can help tremendously with your anxiety if you formulate the anxiety affirmations well and if you use them regularly. So I have another video that is about how affirmations can help with anxiety. So if you haven't watched that yet, you're going to want to watch that one first and then come back to this one. So this one, though, is all about those 7 guidelines for helping you to create your affirmations. So here are your guidelines for creating your affirmations. The first one is that you are going to use I am statements. So when you use an I am statement, it's a really powerful set of words because the I am statements help you to form your identity about yourself in your mind. This is the belief structure that you have about yourself. Your second guideline is that you are going to use the present tense, not the past tense and not the future tense. So this means that you are in the now. This is the I am statement, right? It's I am, not I was or I will be. And when you are using the present tense, you're creating an affirmation that is what you want, and it's defining it to be true in the present moment. Your third guideline is that the statement is always formed in the positive. It's about what you want, what you desire. It's not about what you don't want. So let's say, as an example, that you have a fear of driving on the highway, and that every time that you drive on the highway, you get super anxious. It's a big trigger for you. Your affirmation would not be, I'm not afraid to drive on the highway. You're going to use, again, the I am statement, and you're going to use positivity when you are creating this affirmation that is in the present tense. So the affirmation that would be used instead of I'm not afraid to drive on the highway is I am confidently driving on the highway. It's the I am, and it's now, right? The fourth guideline is that you also want to keep the affirmation short. When you keep the affirmation short, it's a lot easier for you to remember. And if you are in the heightened anxious state, if you're really overwhelmed or you're spiraling, you're not going to remember a 2-sentence affirmation. Okay. So it needs to be short so that you can really implement it when you really need it. So we're taking that highway driving as an example again. So in this affirmation, it wouldn't be something like, every time someone cuts me off on the highway, instead of getting panicky, I feel confident and at ease. You can see that's like way, way too long, right? So you're going to want to keep it really short, which is why I gave you the example of I am confidently driving on the highway. It's short, it's in the present, it has the I am statement. And then also, this is your next guideline, the 5th guideline. You want to make your affirmation very specific. So you have your specific anxiety triggers. And again, triggers are those things that either make your anxiety start or make your anxiety worse. And so when you are creating your affirmations, you want them to be very specific about those triggers. And so your affirmations relate to the very specific trigger or ways that your anxiety is making you feel. And so that is how you do create really powerful affirmations. It's by targeting the very specific ways that anxiety is showing up in your life. And that's why I gave the very specific example of someone who has anxiety whenever they drive on the highway. Okay, it's very targeted, it's very focused. So your 6th guideline is I want you to include an action word when possible. So again, with the highway affirmation as an example, I could have formulated that affirmation as I feel confident when I drive on the highway. But instead, I formulated it as I am confidently driving on the highway, because that is more action oriented. So that's why I chose to frame that and word that in that very specific way. And so your seventh guideline for creating your affirmations is to include at least one dynamic emotion or feeling word. It's important to remember that your affirmations should be positive and self-affirming. And this is how you become the person that you want to be, is by saying those affirmations, right? It's about the identity of self. And so you always want to have a really dynamic emotion or feeling word, because that really helps to solidify how you feel in that positive statement. That's why I chose I am confidently driving, right? Because that was a really dynamic emotion or feeling word. There are so many positive feeling words that you could potentially use in your affirmation, but I want to give you an example of what some of them might be. Amazing, comfortable, confident, courageous, creative, empowered, excited, focused, fun, grateful, hopeful, joyful, optimistic, hopeful, relaxed, trusting. If you have used affirmations in your life, or you just created one through watching this video, I would love for you to drop that down in the comments below and let me know, and let others know as well. And of course, please like this video, subscribe to this channel for other great content all about anxiety and imposter syndrome.